Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming, braving the weather, the snow. I see some of my friends coming from New York too, and I really appreciate you coming all the way. There are many things I would like to say, but I think within the time that I've allotted, with some things to do, I better keep my speech a bit short. Basically, these 3 years and 3 months, it's been nothing but fun. Really, from the bottom of my heart, I can say it was nothing but fun. But at the beginning, it was a bit bumpy. For me, Washington was a place of uncharted territory for me. I've always lived in Tokyo, Bangkok, or New York, so I'm a city guy. And coming to Washington and living in Bethesda is not exactly familiar. And I did have a hard time not hearing any sirens or cars in the evening. I got used to it in the end, but I wasn't sure whether I'd be comfortable with Washington, D.C. And also public affairs, media, culture, and exchange programs. This was something very new to me. I'd never done that, so I had to find out from scratch what I should be doing. So I learned, I think, and slowly I realized what I should be doing. But not an easy process for me, because in particular, Washington, D.C. is the biggest embassy of the Japanese government. And it's supposed to be the most powerful, it's supposed to be the most important, and it's supposed to be the most impactful. And whatever we do would have to be a role model to all the other embassies and consular offices. That puts a lot of pressure, and I was under a lot of pressure myself too. And I had to make sure that we were doing the right thing, and not in a conventional way, but in a new way, so that it would be a kind of an example to the other embassies and consulates. In working that out, what I did was to say to myself, maybe there's something more. Something more was something that I had in mind all the time. We've always done certain things, but is that it? Isn't there something more? And in order to find out what that something is, you can't do it on your own. And I realized that I would have to rely on my friends and people around me in Washington, D.C. And I spoke to a lot of friends, I made a lot of friends, and I met you all, and I think you helped me in actually figuring out what I should be doing, and I'm really grateful for that. I think I've grown. I'm familiar with what I'm doing now, and in that sense, I'm a changed man. And I think I have a better vision of what our embassy should be doing in what I do. And that could not have been possible without the help of you all. And I would just like to say thank you very much for that. I also realized that through figuring out what I should be doing, community is the key word. There's always a community. Cherry Blossom Festival, we have a community of people who put together the festival every year and puts on a fantastic festival every year without exception. But they are so focused on the festival, and they always want to make it better every year. And that's a big community. I wanted to join the community and help with the community. There's a lot of journalists in Washington, D.C. They are all doing media work. The companies, of course, doing their media work, but they have challenges as well. It's not easy to make their way as a media company these days, and they are trying to find new ways as well. And for myself, I'm a media officer, but I want to be part of that community too, and find out what the media can do to better our lives. And for me, it was to reach out to you all and give you the best information possible and accurate information in the way that I felt that it should be presented. I hope it helped you all in the media work, and I hope it helped the readers and listeners what you did as well. I went deep into music, classical music, opera, or jazz. They were a lot of fun. But then again, there's a big community there, and they all have their challenges. We do a lot of jazz events. The jazz itself is trying to find its way with all this music And I think jazz will keep on evolving, but I want to be part of, we should be part of that too. I always felt, and I firmly believe that the embassy should be part of as many communities as possible. And I've tried to join as many communities as possible. Jazz, schools, classical music, Kennedy Center, we have a great venue here, and all the other activities. It's about community. And we should be proactive sometimes as well. We've recently embarked on some TCK activities. This is Third Culture Kids. I'm sure not many of you are familiar with this term, but it's about kids who spend some time abroad, cross-cultural experience, and they have certain challenges, but blessings as well. And there are ways that we can help these people. There's a community, there's a potential community, and why not the embassy reach out to them and make sure that community is actually formed and help itself. So these are the things that I've come to realize. And, community is the key word. But in doing that, I would like to thank all my colleagues in the embassy, and particularly the ambassador and Mrs. Ambassador, who are always supporting me. I was very lucky. I had all the ideas coming from you, but I think it could not have been possible if I were micromanaged, if I were given strong instructions as to what I should do. Ambassador gave me a lot of discretion. He let me do what I felt was right, and that was what I really needed. And I thank the ambassador for doing that for me. I also like to thank my colleagues and my staff for actually supporting me. It probably was not easy. I had all sorts of ideas, and probably it was not easy to follow what I had in mind. But I can tell you, they did a very good job. At times, they came up with more detailed ideas that I didn't have at the time, and they would actually put things in practice. And I really appreciated that. I think I had a great team, dedicated team, passionate team, and very capable, competent team. And I would like to thank my team and my colleagues for that.